This video is brought to you by patreon.com/worsttake. Get access to exclusive live streams and Discord servers, on-screen shoutouts, and early access to some videos when you join now. Help make sure that we can continue to make content like this by supporting the Patreon. Links are in the description down below. There's a lot I want to talk about when it comes to last game, what we saw from this Browns team on the offensive end. And I'm going to break it down to 5 different pieces. I think there is the piece that we need to talk about first, which is the Deshaun Watson stuff, what looked like it was shoulder injury, what could be explained by other factors. You know, let's just look at that film. The run game stuff, what's good and bad in the run game, the passing game stuff, not with Deshaun Watson. What's good and bad with that? What can PJ build upon from this performance for his next few? So it's a ton of clips. I think I have 1, 2, 3. We have over like 20, 30 clips here to go over in this film breakdown. So let's just jump into it and we're going to get started right now. All right. So this first throw from Deshaun is just a miss in my opinion. It's to Jerome Ford. It's a 5-yard throw. It's a miss. I don't think this had anything to do with the shoulder inflammation or anything like that. I think this is just a miss. His first throw back, you know, this looks like a rusty throw. We've seen this plenty when he came back against Houston. We saw this in the first game of the year this year. This is just a rusty Deshaun Watson throw. You can tell the base is a little off too. Like he doesn't turn into this throw. And he kind of like throws it weird. He doesn't get a good follow through with his front arm for whatever reason. He kind of just lets it slang there. Like it's just a bad throw. Bad throw, and you can argue, the throw's what's bad because Jerome Ford sits here. I don't know. You can argue that if that linebacker was going to move, he might have that slant on that second level. But I can understand not wanting to make that throw your first throw back. So, you know. Just a bad throw. I don't think that had anything to do with the short. All right. So this throw right here, short yardage, tries to get it to Kareem. And this is a good screenplay. There's a lot of space here. It's a good call. It just, the timing gets messed up here. And what happens is Kareem, I think he holds on to this block to sell the screen just a little long. And so does Wyatt Teller. I think Wyatt and Kareem just hold theirs. I think honestly, it's Wyatt, to be honest with you, because Kareem holds this a normal amount. But Wyatt holds his block a little long here, right? So long that he actually gets pushed down and he's trying to get out. And maybe the tech is doing a good job of keeping him in there. But he should have been out of there by now. He should have been out of there, running out in front by now. And since he's not out in front, it trips up Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt doesn't get to the spot. He doesn't catch the ball. There was space. It could have happened. The throw is fine. Again, it's a short throw, but the throw was fine. All right. This is the first time he really throws a football. It turns into an interception here. So he drops back. Ooh, weird step there. Weird. Okay, so this is the first weird thing I noticed. 1, 2, 3. What is this? I don't love that he escaped the pocket here. Like, why? That's a clean pocket. There's no reason to get out of this. So that's the first thing. Yeah, I don't love him. That's not shoulder injury related. Why did you get out the pocket? This is what we liked about the Tennessee game, is that he wasn't doing this in the Tennessee game. But this is concerning. Just why? Maybe it just has to do with him playing for the first time in a while. And I'll just chalk it up to that. But that's the first thing I hate about this play is why are you getting out the pocket? There is no reason to get out this pocket. Stay in the pocket. Stay in the pocket. There's no reason. There was no reason. Stay in there. Now you cut off half the field. You don't have your outlet to Jerome Ford. You know, if you would have just stood tall in that pocket, you'd be right here. You have this short throw that you can make to Jerome Ford, this extended handoff that would have went for a little bit. And I think he would have been fine. But he doesn't even set first. He just abandons and bails. I don't get that. I don't know what he saw, what he felt, but it wasn't there. And again, it might be rust, right? Like that's rust. is just abandoning the pocket instantly. Because even like Njoku getting beat here, Njoku's still making him run the arc. So, you can step up and get that throw off to Jerome Ford easy. Or you could step up and make this throw to Amari Cooper. But you wanted to run over this way to make this throw on the run. And it hangs on him, right? You can watch this ball. It hangs on him and it stops the wide receiver there. And that allows the safety to get back on the ball. And it's hard to say whether this was shoulder related or not. I've seen him make this bad throw before. I've seen him throw this interception before healthy. I think the biggest problem with this play is that he just doesn't, he gets out of his pocket so fast. He doesn't want to settle in on it. And that really kills his play. And then he tries to make something of it. And, this ball, you see how it doesn't shoot out that hand like he wants it to? And the base is fine. His base is fine here for this throw. So it should have went where he wanted it to. So, yeah, you see how it sails on him. He wants to drive that thing. So what he wanted to do was drive this thing. That's not the angle. What he wanted to do was drive this thing that way. It floated this way. Let's look at that again. Look where the release point is. Look where his hips are. And look where his feet are pointing when he's throwing this ball. That tells you where he wants this thing to go, right? So launch point right here, he wants the ball to go on this angle right here, right? Well, not there. That's not the angle. He wants it to go and shoot like that. Instead, it shoots like this. It floats. You see how it just floats there? Safety makes a great play on it. That's not the worst throw in the world, honestly. I just don't love why he got out the pocket. That's the bigger problem to me. Not the throw. The throw's fine. It's the getting out the pocket that's a problem here. This one right here is a good throw, right? Top of his drop, stays in, throws it strong. Boom. That's it. That's what you want to see, right? That's a good throw. That is a fine enough throw. We can live with that, right? It's only 7 yards, but you see on target, low where it's supposed to be. Boom. Perfect. All right, this one again, I just don't get why he got out the pocket. It was clean. That's a clean pocket. Let's go back here. So that's the first thing. And this has to do with nerves about playing again and rust and all of that. But this is also something I can't 100% right away from that because I haven't seen him consistently not get a little antsy in the pocket in Cleveland. It's been a thing. And even in Houston, it was a thing, right? But that is a clean pocket. You can throw in that. And you can see you have several options here. Njoku's about to split the cover 2 here with this seam shooter. You have this curl route sitting down here in the curl flat part of the zone. So you might be able to fit that in there for a couple extra yards. Maybe he gets a little yak. This would be a dangerous throw because he could crash down on it. So you don't want to throw this. And I don't know what Elijah Moore is going to be doing there. But you have a couple options here. You even have this buster if you want to throw it right in that little window right there, but that's not something you throw on your first couple throws back. But that seam shooter's there. That's there. There are multiple things there is what I'm pointing out. Instead, he gets out the pocket. And then what he tries to do, which is a good, this, I don't mind this attempt in theory if he didn't get forced out the pocket. Well, if he didn't force himself out the pocket, I really wouldn't mind this attempt. Because what he's trying to do is roll out here, get this over to 40, and throw this ball probably about here, right? He wants this thing to land about here. It's where he's going to. Again, I don't mind the thought behind that. But this is the one throw where I'm like, this is where his limitations from the shoulder thing are going to show up. Because look where we wanted that ball to go. And look where that ball went. That ball died about right here. Okay? He wanted that ball to go right here. That is not at all where he wanted that to go. Right? That is a 7-yard difference in distance and length. And that is a 7-yard difference in direction. It's not even close to where he wanted that to go. Now, there are ways you could play if you know that your limitations are you can't throw downfield. They're not super fun ways to play quarterback, but you can play it like that. There's a question of if that's the best way for you to go about it, if your quarterback's limited, and will you do further damage to the throwing shoulder. So I understand the team's decision to not have him play. While he could technically, I understand why you wouldn't want that. It wouldn't be what's best for the team. And especially the franchise going forward, if you still think he could be a franchise guy. But just look how this ball dies on him, right? Like, this is where the limitations start to come into play, right? But again, man, he doesn't need to get out the pocket. Like, look at that. That's the first thing, you know. I understand you're hurt. I understand you're trying to muscle through this. But, like, this is clean, man. Like, this is about as clean as a pocket you're going to get. You got 4 on 5. Nobody's blitzing. You got all time, all day. You got a wall right here. You got 3 on 2. Boom. You got Wyatt Teller 1-on-1 here. You're winning that one. And then you got the Wall Jones right here clocking out that. So you're good. There is no reason to break this. Stay in there, make a play. And if you're going to do anything, run up the middle. But you don't have to escape. Nobody's making you. But for whatever reason, he felt like he had to escape. And it doesn't make sense here. That's the first problem. All the other stuff with the shoulder, look, if it heals, he'll throw better. I promise you he will. But this is the stuff that concerns me. Why are you breaking the pocket? 2 throws here. 2 times he extended the throw. He pretty much forced himself out the pocket without even seeing what the situation was. And in here, again, he throws this and just look how it dies on him. And I think this is part shoulder injury. I think this is also part, look how terrible his base is on this throw. Right here, the base is awful. Yeah, he doesn't get anything forward. You see that front leg or that back leg never pulls the hips through. He just kind of dies there. And the throw dies there as well. You know, not great. So that's the Deshaun Watson portion of it. If you only clicked on this video to see what happened with Deshaun and see if Deshaun thing is shoulder, look, I'm not going to tell you what or was not up to that not great performance, but I will say the objective thing that I know for a fact that can be improved upon doesn't need to break the pocket. Pocket's clean, stay in there, make a throw. All right, let's talk about everybody else. Run game. We're going to talk about the run game. We're going to start with some good in the run game. So let's look at that. There was a great, Jerome Ford, first of all, big play here. Out of gun. Well, no, this is the end around. No, this is Jerome Ford. So they fake an end around. And I think this is a good job by Deshaun selling it, right? He doesn't sell really well most of the time, but he did a great job selling this. Faking the end around. That holds 25, right? So 25, this safety is held by that movement. So good job on the sell, Deshaun. Selling the end around. That does a good job. This guy and this guy, they're held by that. You see Teller, they pushed out to the second level. You have Seals, and then Donovan Peoples-Jones does a great job sealing here. So you have this alley, and once he hits this alley, he has the angle because this guy's on the wrong hash because he was held by the end around fake. And this safety is not going to catch him if he's going full speed up the angle. So great job. That's great execution by everybody on the play. From Deshaun to the guy running the football, great execution. It doesn't score if anybody does anything less than what they did on that play. Tremendous. Again, watch Donovan Peoples-Jones. I know they pointed this out on clevelandbrowns.com, but again, watch DPJ just really ram himself in there to get that end block. Boom. Which lets David Njoku go to the second level. And then look at the ass whooping that they putting on him right there. 75 whooping ass. Jed Wills getting his man out the way. Njoku whipping ass. Teller whipping ass. And then hauling ass. Jerome Ford right there. Love that. I want to throw this end around in here because I always point out good end arounds. And look who's running it. It's, again, Marquise Goodwin. Does a good job, right? You see the alley that I keep talking about. The alley's not there. Okay, cut around now. But scrape it. And then what do? Cut back into the alley. That's what I'm talking about. Great run. Love it. Keep him on the end arounds. Love to see it here. And Kareem Hunt is your short yardage back. Just wanted to throw that one in there. All right. And then Pierre Strong, another good run by him too. I thought he had a fine game too as well. Love this cut. It's Nick Chubb-esque, this back cut right here. Boom. Able to get backside. They trap. And then he breaks a couple tackles, gets to that second level. Great job there. Love that run. All right. Now it's time to talk about some of the run stuff that did not go so well and why it didn't go so well. And I don't know what's going on with these like small catch the football things, right? Like it sometimes they're passes, sometimes they're pitches, sometimes they're tosses. But there seems to be an issue with PJ Walker and certain players with him getting the ball in like short areas of the field, because this happens a lot. For whatever reason, Jerome Ford can't catch this. And it sucks too, because look at all that space that's there. It's at least 7 yards on first down. At least, if not more. And we know how fast Jerome Ford is. So either it's PJ giving bad balls here, or it's Jerome Ford and these other guys not being able to catch it, but they got to figure out whatever the hell is happening, because this happens far too much. You'll see it from the other angle. It was almost interception, but luckily DeForest Buckner did not catch this ball. But again, it's just weird stuff like that. Like, I don't know. That throw looks fine to me. I think, I don't know, it's a little off, but like Jerome Ford should be able to catch that. Like, I understand it's not perfect, but maybe it's coming in way too hot. I have no idea. But this happens a lot, and it only happens with PJ, which is weird. Because, again, the reason you want to draw this stuff up with Jerome Ford is look how dynamic he is with the ball in his hand. Like, he gets it here, good cut, gets upfield. Like, he's so quick and bursty, you want to be able to use that. But he's had so many weird plays here, and that was in the second quarter. All right. Again, whatever's happening with these tosses and Jerome Ford, like, is it a focus thing? Is it just they got to get that figured out? Again, not a perfect toss. Maybe a little bit of a fast toss, but it's still catchable toss here. And then, man, great play call. I know people were hard on this play call during the game, but look at this. They got everybody going this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 guys going this way. So 8, you're only allowed to have 11 on the field. So you have 3 on 2 here. Well, you have 3 on 3 because you have Jerome Ford, this guy. So you have 3 on 3, and you really don't have this guy in the play because he's running them out the play. So now you have basically block this, make one man miss, you can score a touchdown or beat them to the angle. It's the training camp drill from Madden, and you know how easy it is to score on that drill. So this is 10, 20, if not 6, to be honest with you. If it's caught, man, doesn't catch it, ends up being a disaster. Sucks. Oh, and DeJuan Jones got to do a better job sealing on this run play, because this could have been something here. Watch 78, doesn't do a great job sealing, lets his man through. It blows his run play up, and you had the numbers. All right, let's talk about the passing game. We're going to start with some of the bad here with PJ. Some of the stuff that I think PJ is going to want back. But the first thing I'm going to start with is why I hate this approach. Now, we're going to watch this play. I'm going to let it play through. I'm going to tell you why I hate the approach. They did a lot of this, right? Now, what you're going to see here is play action boot out of 13. And I hate it. Okay, here's why I hate it. So what you're trying to do here is block as many people as possible and make sure that your quarterback has time for these long development routes. But what you end up doing is losing the numbers game, because you're winning the game here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 6 on 4. So you're winning the number game here. But that's not that good, because now you're losing this numbers game in the back end. Now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on 1, 2, 3. Maybe 4. It's not good. Not good. That's 7, because that running back staying in the block. My bad. So 7 on 4 here. And then 3 on 7 here. Nobody wins. You have this long developing stuff that can't get open, because they just have 7 guys in the back. If you're worried about giving up pressure, if you're worried about getting sacked, I think going in empty and getting rid of the ball quick is just a better way to go. Because who's going to win this? Like, what route is going to win this? Look at that. Like, there's no room to win anything. And the worst part about this is, like, send the running back on a chip and release. Like, why isn't he releasing into the flat? Or maybe he's trying to, but he just does a terrible job getting out. No, he's not, because he came back for more. So, like, at least have a running back, like, release into the flat to get some of these easy yards here if they're going to play this far back, or at least try to leverage this guy, right? Because the problem is you don't have any leverage when you do this, because he doesn't care, because nobody's up here. So he's just going to get back deep, which is going to just bracket this guy. None of these guys care because nobody's occupying this area of the field. So they're just going to play deep depth. And this guy's not worried about what he can do because he already ran himself out the depth of the field. Like, you have all this field that's not being taken advantage of. I hate that approach. Spread it out, put it in empty. That's a better way to go. I almost stole a pick because of it. Not because, like, PJ made a bad decision. It's the only decision you can make in that play. So that's why if you heard me bitching and moaning about the approach of the game, that's what I'm talking about. Like, that kind of stuff is what really affects your ability to go forward in this game. All right, so this one right here, Elijah Moore, just got to realize he's in zone at squat, because you see PJ sees it. There's a zone here. So what he wants Elijah to do is start to squat about right here, right? Squat, hover, but don't run into the next zone. So PJ is going to put this ball right here. Elijah keeps running as if it's man, which is a mistake. So he doesn't get to that ball. PJ, just next time, if you're Elijah, maybe you don't even have to stop all the way and squat, but you can slow down, like gear down a little bit here, so you can make that adjustment to the ball, right? Because you're just running just a tad bit fast, and you can't come back on the ball when you're running that fast. So gear down to a point to where if you have to come back around to get it, you can come back around to get it. But he wasn't ready for that. He was expecting the ball to be thrown in front of him. Can't do that. Elijah's got to do a better job of realizing what the defense is in, right? Because he just sees 32. He sees him hover back. He should know by now he's in zone. And you see how he's running too hard to stop and make an adjustment on the ball. And look, if PJ throws that in front of him, he and the ball get killed or intercepted. So it's a good play by PJ. It's a fine throw. Elijah's got to realize the situation. PJ going to want this one back. I think it's a great decision. The ball just dies on him because he has this tiny little window to David Njoku, and he is going to hit it, but the ball just dies on him for whatever reason. Yeah, but that window's there. He could have had him. It would have been a great play. Just couldn't get a clean rip on this ball. We're going to see it from the end zone angle. Right here. You see how this ball just doesn't, you see how that ball just doesn't spiral out like he wanted it to? It wobbles as he threw a wobbler. Look at it. Wobbles. And it wobbled out of where he wanted it to, right? If he throws a tight spiral, if he gets a better grip on that football before he releases it, oh, that thing's going to hit. It's a great decision. It's like a above backup quarterback level decision right there to throw that. And if he just gets a cleaner grip on the football, that's going to hit for a big play. So I don't mind that miss by PJ. This one right here. So let me set up the situation. It's 3rd and 18. Now, I know that Dustin Hopkins had made some 57-yard field goals in this game and some 55-yarders and some 50-yarders, but you cannot consistently set him up to do that. If you're the Cleveland Browns, you're thinking the best field goal position for him is probably the 30. That means 40 plus 5, a 45-yard field goal. You feel fine about that. A 50-yard field, all the way up to like about a 50-yarder, I think you'll feel fine about. So this is where you want to be, between the 30 and the 35, right? So this is where you want to hit on this play. Now there's two minds of thought here, and this is kind of why I like PJ, because PJ is willing to go downfield, and I think this is a good decision by him. Now we stop here, right? Because Jet does a great job making this man run the arc. PJ gets rid of this. Now, if you throw this thing to Njoku, Njoku will probably get here. If he breaks a tackle, no telling, but he's probably going to get here, right? And remember, field goal range is right here to here. So you don't love throwing that. If you feel like you have something downfield that can beat this coverage, then you throw it. And boy, did they have something. Oh, that would have beat it. That would have beat it. So here's what happens. Amari busts this coverage by just running straight through it, right? So he busts this coverage. This ball, unfortunately, gets thrown to the numbers, right here. That's about where this ball gets thrown. Not that spot, but that area. My bad. Y'all can't see none of that. But this ball gets thrown. Let me move y'all over here. I'm sorry about this. So yeah, this ball gets thrown about right here, right? If PJ could have got this ball further towards the pylon, this scores. But instead, it dies here. Oh, it sucks. Yeah. Now, he might not have the arm strength to make this throw. I've seen him make some crazy throws before. I think he just didn't. I don't think he got this one off like he wanted to. Yeah, you could tell in his giddy up, he didn't get that one off like he wanted to. It's a tough throw. But boy, if you can make it, it's going to be a big play here. So, again, the thought process is, you get this ball, if this ball goes anywhere on this side of the numbers, that scores. But this ball drifts right here. Oh, and it kills it. That one hurts. Oh, it was there. Gets picked off. But it's not the worst thing in the world, because, again, you didn't really have a shot at field goal range or reasonable field goal range. Maybe you get another 55-yard attempt, but if you miss that, you give the Colts good field position. This is the second best option, right? Throw the deep ball. You had a chance at scoring. If you don't score, you have a great punt. And that's what it was. Great punt. Get the ball at the 2. I think the Browns end up getting the ball back anyways in 3 downs, because they forced a 3 and out, and they only lost 10 yards of field position and then got a fresh set. So that is a interception that I don't think is a bad interception. That's fine. I'm 100% okay with that. Again, this ball dies on him. That's the big thing that happened here. The ball just died on him. Steps out, throws this, and he just gives it way too much air. Yeah, he gives it way too much air. And that was a consistent thing in this game. He just gave the ball way too much air. And it just, look, it's a wobbler again. He threw a wobbler. He just didn't get a good grip on it. Yeah, it's a wobbler. Threw a wobbler. And instead of a touchdown, it's an interception. Yeah, he gonna want that one back. But I'm fine with that. Like, that's a bad throw that you'll live with. Elijah Moore with a great run. I love this run by him. Look at how just aggressively he gets upfield right when he catches it. And a great cut here. Get upfield, get out of bounds. Great. That if Elijah Moore runs the ball like that every time he touches it, I love it. So that's a fine thing there. This next throw is one that, well, what happened with that one? Why did that one get in there? Oh, is this the miss to? Oh yeah, this is one he wants back for sure. All right, so I know why this is in here. Yeah, because he has him on this post, little skinny post. He has him, floats it high. That should be caught. And if you hit him in stride, he probably can get to the 20. Maybe even score. It's another one he wants back. Hey, stuff was there though. I think PJ's capable of having a better game than he did this week. I really expect him to play better next week. All right. But the ability to manufacture offense, and I think that's the main thing I want to point out here. PJ didn't make as many throws as I think he would want to make, and I think he would admit that to you himself if he were sitting here right now. That's true. He didn't make as many throws as if he wouldn't want to make. I think PJ's capable of making every throw that I pointed out in this game. I really do. He just didn't make them for whatever reason. Wobbly ball, doesn't get a good release on it, whips his arm too hard. He's just got to get comfortable. He's got to be a little bit more calm, not be rushing as much, and that's going to come with reps. But the ability to manufacture offense, it's there. You can manufacture some offense with PJ Walker or DTR, whoever. It's there. Guys are open. They're doing a great job manufacturing offense here. All right. This is a great third down throw from PJ Walker. I thought he did an excellent job on third down, some third downs this week. I think he does deserve some credit for that. Right here, gets back to the top of his step. Third down, hitches it in, boom. Finds David Njoku right here for a big gain. I love the attention to detail here by PJ, right? Because it's not just the mechanics, right? Getting in the pocket. I love the pocket mechanics, stepping up, not being too frazzled when he feels an arm in there. Because, DeWine ended up making him run the arc. You're fine. Steps up, keeps his eyes downfield, and then sees Njoku play very well with the scramble drill. Gets it to him on a rope, and then watching Njoku just muscle for 5 extra yards here. I'm telling you, man, PJ is capable of playing some pretty good quarterback play. Pretty good quarterback play if he just gets consistent and calms down a little bit. This is another good third down conversion. Steps in there and makes a great throw. I love PJ's poise in the pocket. I will give him that. He is poised in that pocket. I wish sometimes Deshaun was as poised as PJ was. Now, PJ, obviously Deshaun has the arm strength and just natural ability over him. And obviously Deshaun's done this at a Pro Bowl level. But the poise that you see from PJ in the pocket, I really enjoy. And I think that that's something that really does help his ability to manufacture some offense here. Now, if he could just get some balls off cleaner, can throw a little bit cleaner every once in a while, he would be a very, very useful backup quarterback for this team, especially in the stretch that they're in. And I know people are in a rush to get somebody else in here, but I honestly do think the signs are there that PJ can be fine for you. All right, so again, this is a great big time throw here because PJ steps in the pocket, takes a big hit, and just big balls makes this shit in the hole seem. I just can't. I love it. That's a big ball play right there by PJ. Look at this. Look at the hit he takes. Stands tall in that pocket. On 3rd and 9, takes a giant hit from DeForest freaking Buckner. And just look, when he gets a good spin on that ball, it goes exactly where he wants it. It's just about the spin he gets. This is a good run by Pierre Strong on this last drive here. Good cut. Way to get upfield. I like him too. Right here, again, PJ just staying in the pocket, not being frazzled. Throws a dart. Bam. Right there. Again, here, another good throw. Stays in the pocket, sees what's there, takes it. Bam. Good job. Now here, you end up in a gamble situation, right? And it's tough because I don't think he anticipated that David Njoku would be as open as he's going to be. Now, you look at pre-snap, and I get why his eyes were where his eyes were, right? So pre-snap, snap it. That's not a line down the middle. Pre-snap, line down the middle of the field. That's not a good line either. I need to get a line helper. I draw the worst lines in line history. All right. So this is the line here. He's going pre-snap. First thing he's reading is what's the shell. It's not really a discernible shell right now. It's probably like a 6 shell. They're probably running like 6, some version of it, because this half looks like, a 4. This one looks like a 2. So it looks like, it looks like 6, right? Like you're getting cover 6. Now, he knows that he has a double move from Coop here on this 2 side, right? So on the side that they're playing cover 2 on cover 6. So if you don't know, they call it cover 6 because it's 4 plus 2. Cover 4 on one side, cover 2 on one side. He knows that this is the 2 side, and he knows that he has a double move of Coop in the end zone that he likes, right, on this 2 side. It's 1-on-1. This safety's not going to be there to help. He's going to get pulled in. He knows that he has this 1-on-1. And I'm not going to blame him for seeing 1-on-1 with Coop on somebody and saying, I am giving him the chance to win the football game. Unfortunately for him, and this would have been real unfortunate if this young DB does not hold Coop, because this would have ended the game and they could have won on this play. Unfortunately, they play so deep on this 4 half. I mean, honestly, they play so deep here. And I think I don't know if they stay in 6. Let's just watch the play so I can get refreshed on it. But you can see it's a 6 shell. Okay. So here's what happens, right? This safety also, and this is why PJ's eyes go to Coop. And again, I really don't blame him because he has a double move. He knows that Coop's going to win that route. And if I'm PJ Walker and I've been thrown in this situation, I'm throwing the Coop, right? Like, I understand it. And he sees the safety bite on the other hash. So he's like, yep, 1-on-1, I'm giving it to Coop. And Coop wins. Unfortunately, there's a free runner on the line. Now, I don't know who did the protections for this play, but they slid, right? Because pre-snap, this line slid. So what happens is the line slides, and then they slide a free rusher under there. Yeah, so they blitz 2. So what happens is that they blitz 2. No, they blitz 3. Yeah, they send it all. So they blitz 3, right? 1, 2, 3. They blitz 3. You just don't got the time, right? And if they don't blitz, I get it. You got to throw this. He didn't see the blitz, or maybe he did and still thought he could get it to Coop because he knew that would win the game. You would have to ask PJ Walker that question. But they blitzed here, and since they blitzed, these DBs have to get the hell back. Just get back. And he's following DPJ. So he's going to take himself out this play. And David Njoku is going to be wide open, and he probably scores if he gets this ball. Right? Because you can see right here, this corner's going this way. The only guy that's coming towards David, Elijah Moore, can literally seal him if he wants to. And David can go right in there for score. But I really don't blame PJ for wanting to get this thing off the Coop. If he just had an extra second, that's a game-winning throw. Fortunately for him, it was a holding penalty. They got the ball back. But, I mean, that's just one of those, that is one of those classic scenarios on why quarterback is a hard position to play. Because you're damned if you don't, you're damned if you do. Because let's say he threw that to David Njoku. David gets tackled at the 7-yard line, and they have no timeout, so they have to waste a down there, and it just messes up their whole goal line situation because he threw that. Then, you know, you're second guessing, man, he could have had Coop if he would have thrown it there. So it's one of those things that it feels like it could have been, but you just had to pick one. They blitzed. You just didn't have the time. I'm fine with the decision, to be honest with you, though. All right, so right here, you just want him to get that ball a little lower. Just give DPJ a chance here. Fortunately, you get the pass interference call, but give DPJ a chance here to catch that ball. All right. So the goal line series, I thought these were excellent play calls because they all could have worked. All right. So this first one right here, I think this is a play action. And I don't know what the keys are initially. I think they just told PJ, hey, go hot to David. We like that matchup. And David's open for sure. David's open. Let's see what happens with this throw. So David's open. And he just kind of slows down to wait to get the ball because it didn't come out on time. Yeah, so if you're going to throw this to David, it has to come out at the top, right? 1, 2, you got to throw it now, right? If you're going to get it to David, you can't hitch right here. I'm throwing it. You gotta laser that thing into David right now because he just doesn't have that much space to work with. So the reason David slows down is because he has like 6 yards left to run. And if he runs himself out the play, he's not going to get the ball. So he has to slow down. That gives this guy a chance to come back in and make a play on the ball. So this is the first thing with PJ. Just get this ball out on time, and I don't think you have to worry about that defender. That's the first note. The second note is, hey, if you are going to get it out on time, here's what you need to read. So you don't get it out on time. You see David wants the ball right now. You don't get it to him on time. You wait a couple extra seconds. Look at the linebacker here. You see he's chasing David, which means you have Harrison Bryant wide open. So if you don't love that throw, wait on it. And then you could take the second one, right? Because you can see right here, if he just, I don't like that, I'm going to throw it to Harrison. That scores as well. But the throw just gets there late. He gets that one out there on time. That scores. It's a great play call. All right. This one right here, little toss. They got to figure out what the hell is going on with this because it's the third time in this game that a toss has been messed up. Yeah, this is just a little high, but that should be caught. It should be caught. And you can see right there, that's scoring. He catches that's scoring. I'm sorry. That's going to score right there. Wide open. Got to figure out those short throws. Manufacturing some offense, though. Just got to figure out some of this small stuff. Work this out. And this is another one, man, where PJ, like, okay, nothing's open initially. They do a great job of covering. Now PJ gets out the pocket. Like, this is a good example of when you get out the pocket and you're not necessarily pressured, but it works out. So what they wanted to do was hit Coop here on this route, but they sniff it out. They send a linebacker there, so it's just not going to be open. So no Coop on this play. Nothing else ends up popping open. Maybe he's waiting for more to come across. I think that ends up being covered by a backer. Yeah, that ends up being covered. So you literally got nothing here. If you're him, you came back. Okay, nothing. Let me break out, see if something shakes. And then something does shake because Elijah Moore, great job on the scramble drill, does a little whip here, and it's there. And PJ throws it, but it's just a little high. It floats on him. Yeah, he didn't have to throw it that hard, and he had to throw it that high. So every play there that was ran literally on that goal line sequence could have scored. Thankfully, Kareem Hunt scores this. We're not worried about it. We're not talking about it. But every single play there could have scored. Now, what do you take away from this? I don't know, but here's what I took away from looking at the game footage here. When it comes to the Watson stuff, I don't know. I don't know. Some of that looks like bad throws. Some of that looks like it's shoulder induced. Some of it looks like it's just bad mechanics as well. There's a combination of things going on with Deshaun Watson right now that's leading to not great quarterback play. He's evading the pocket early for no reason. He doesn't feel like he's comfortable. We look like I'm afraid that even if he does come back, we're back to square one with him getting comfortable again, because some of the stuff I saw in that game was back to square one. He's got to find comfort, but who knows? Maybe that would have just took a quarter for him to shake off. Maybe that would have took 3 games for him to shake off. It's impossible for me to say with any confidence, but there would have been something to shake off there if he had played the whole game. When it comes to the run game stuff, I think they're creating a lot of opportunities in the run game. Just got to clean some things up, get some of these like weird tosses like fixed up. I think they'll be fine here. In the passing game, like I walk away from this game very encouraged. I think that PJ Walker is not as bad as some people are making him out to be. And it's funny to me because I remember fighting this same battle for Jacoby Brissett. And if you remember last summer, I was telling everybody, Jacoby Brissett's much better than people assume that he is. But everybody was like, Jacoby Brissett's people were basically talking about Jacoby Brissett like we're talking about PJ Walker now. He's terrible. He's awful. Look at this. We should go get Jimmy Garoppolo. We should go get We should go get, not Aaron Rodgers. We should go get Andy Dalton or Joe Flacco or somebody like that. And Jacoby Brissett ended up being fine. I think we're in this similar position with PJ Walker, where it's like everybody is like so gung-ho that he's terrible. And I'm like, I don't think he is. I think he had some throws that he wants back, but I think he's seeing the game well. I think he's staying in the pocket, staying poised. And I think the more he plays, the better he'll look. He's not going to be a franchise quarterback, but I don't think he's so bad that you got to trade for somebody to get him up out of there, in my opinion. I could be wrong on that, but I think that we're closer to him. I think he's closer to Jacoby Brissett and some of the guys you want to bring in than people are giving him credit for right now. And I think the stuff is there on tape to see that he's making good decisions. I think just he's got to get that chemistry, that timing down with these wide receivers and to go. Remember, those first couple games with Jacoby Brissett, we weren't in love with him, right? Like everybody was kind of concerned those first couple games. And then he got in there for week 3, week 4, week 5, and then we started to trust him a lot more. I think we're in the same place with PJ. Not what I predicted at all for this season, but that's where they're at. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Y'all have a great day. Have an even better night.